The Curse of Oak Island, an ancient Roman coin dating back to 300 BC found on Lot 5. There was major excitement on this week's The Curse of Oak Island when the team learned about the discovery of an ancient Roman coin thought to date between 300 BC and 600 AD. Last night's episode was full of lots of new information that will cause the guys to think again. At the Money Pit, the borehole drilling team went in search of a tunnel but was left flummoxed when they found a new shaft instead. But perhaps the most significant discovery from last night centered around a tiny artifact from Gary Drayton's top pocket. Alex Lagina and Jack Begley invited coin expert numismatist Sandy Campbell into the interpretative center to take a look at the half coin Gary discovered last week on Lot 5. And in the calmest, soberest possible manner, he delivered some earth-shattering news. After looking at the data regarding the chemical composition and examining the coin up close, Sandy ruled that it came from ancient Rome. He suggested it was either Roman or Byzantium, which was the successor empire to the Romans based at Constantinople. Sandy dated it as somewhere between 300 BC and 600 AD, but he leaned more toward a Roman origin rather than the later Byzantium era. What is a Roman coin doing on Oak Island? A somewhat dazed-looking Rick Lagina demanded to know what made him think that. Sandy assured him the design is definitely Roman. He pointed to the image of a tree and a person and insisted they were Roman designs. The next question was, what on earth is it doing on Oak Island? This was something Sandy was unable to answer and something that will need further investigation. As we've come to expect, narrator Robert Clotworthy began making some wild connections, suggesting the coin may be related to the Roman road visited in Portugal last season and the Swamp Stone Road. It's possible he's correct, but the guys will need to do a lot more proper investigation. A tunnel turns into a shaft at the Oak Island Money Pit. Meanwhile, at the Money Pit, the drill team was attempting to chase a tunnel they happened upon a few weeks ago near the garden shaft. This tunnel had been encountered at a shallow 70 feet, leading the guys to speculate it may lead to an offset chamber. The guys decided a new borehole was needed to see where the tunnel led. However, Terry Matheson and Charles Barkhouse were pretty shocked when at a mere 39 feet, they hit a lot of wood. They quickly realized that this was the supposed tunnel they were searching for and that it was actually a brand new shaft. This came as a big surprise as they don't have any historical data stating there's a shaft at this location, and it is definitely going to need further investigation. The recovered wood beams look to be cut using a pit saw, suggesting they were cut before the industrial age, perhaps around the 15th century. Craig Tester, noting the rings, suggested the wood be sent for dendrochronology dating. The guys are hoping that the garden shaft project will soon get the go-ahead to continue. Once that shaft is stabilized, the Dumas Mining Company will be able to burrow 20 feet toward this shaft, so it can be properly investigated. On a warm morning cloaked in fog along the rugged shores of Nova Scotia, the Oak Island team gathered on Lot 5, a plot of land that has quietly become one of the most significant dig sites in recent years. It had always been a place of intrigue, with its strange topography and rumors of ancient human activity. But no one anticipated the earth-shaking discovery that would rise from its depths. A worn but clearly identifiable ancient Roman coin believed to date back to around 300 BC. The coin was pulled from the ground by archaeologist Miriam Amaralt, whose trowel scraped against something metal buried about 14 inches deep near a cluster of oddly shaped stones. At first glance, it seemed like just another weathered object lost to time, until the unmistakable profile of a Roman emperor emerged under careful brushing and cleaning. The surrounding team, including Rick and Marty Lagina, stood in awe. The implications were staggering. A coin older than the Roman Empire's peak. Dr. Ian Spooner, still buzzing from his recent dump truck of silver prediction, was among the first to inspect the coin. Under his magnifying glass, the faint Latin inscriptions and the laurel-wreathed head of what appeared to be a young emperor or nobleman told a story that stretched across the surrounding soil strata, and early analysis pointed to a coin struck in the pre-imperial Roman Republic era, possibly during the time when Rome was still fighting to become the dominant power of the Mediterranean. How could such an artifact have made its way to a remote island off the coast of Canada, centuries before recorded European exploration? Rick Lagina's voice trembled with emotion. This changes everything. If this is what we think it is, then the story of Oak Island doesn't just go back a few hundred years. It could go back 2,000. Lot 5. The mysterious heart of the island? Lot 5 has long been considered a strange anomaly. It's where strange structures, including a stone-lined path and remnants of what might be a pre-Columbian dwelling, were uncovered in previous seasons. But the coin adds a whole new layer of significance. Theories are already spinning. Was this part of a Roman scouting mission that crossed the Atlantic before the Vikings? Did a ship carrying ancient treasure wreck near the island, its secrets slowly scattered across the centuries? Marty Lagina, ever the skeptic, was cautious but intrigued. It's easy to get swept up in the romance of it. But if this coin is legitimate and wasn't planted or carried here recently, then we need to reevaluate everything we thought we knew about early contact with North America. To help verify authenticity, the team brought in numismatist Dr. Silvia Moretti from the University of Bologna, one of the world's foremost experts on ancient Roman currency. Upon her arrival, she gasped upon viewing the coin. "It is real," she confirmed in a thick Italian accent, and extremely rare, likely a bronze as minted around 300 BC in one of Rome's early mints. The wear suggests it was used heavily before being lost. Romans in the New World. If the coin truly arrived in Nova Scotia during ancient times, the implications are breathtaking. Could Roman sailors, like their Phoenician and Greek predecessors, have dared to sail west beyond the Pillars of Hercules? Could there have been a knowledge of the New World lost in the collapse of empires? One tantalizing theory from historian Zena Halpern, whose research the team continues to revisit, speculated that ancient maps held by secret societies could have shown lands across the Atlantic, known only to a chosen few. Perhaps remnants of these societies made journeys to Oak Island, depositing cryptic clues, artifacts, and even treasure. Could the Roman coin be more than just evidence of travel? Could it be part of a ceremonial deposit? A marker in a larger map? Rick doesn't rule it out. Everything here seems to tie back to layers upon layers of secrets. From Templars to Portuguese explorers, maybe even back to the Romans. A portal to the past or a cleverly planted decoy. Naturally, skeptics are already raising questions. How could a coin from ancient Italy end up buried on Lot 5 without modern intervention? Could it have been dropped by a 19th century collector or traveler? Could it be part of a misidentified hoard brought by later European settlers? The team isn't taking any chances. They've begun a rigorous chain of custody analysis for the coin and have ordered extensive testing not just on the object, but on the soil, pollen, and microbial environment around it. Dr. Spooner and his colleagues are combing Lot 5 with renewed focus, seeking signs of human activity that predate colonial times, evidence like fire pits, post holes, pottery, or other coins. More questions, more hope. For fans of the Curse of Oak Island, the discovery of the Roman coin is one of those rare X marks the spot moments, fleeting, electrifying, and tantalizing. Like the lead cross from Smith's Cove or the mysterious stone roadway, it doesn't give up all its secrets at once. Instead, it whispers of ancient voyages, buried truths, and civilizations that may have known far more than history credits them for. As Rick reflected during a fireside interview that aired in a preview for the next episode, "We've always said Oak Island has a story to tell. Maybe it's not just a story of pirates and Templars. Maybe it's a story that began when Rome was young and the world was still being mapped in myth." What's next? The team has expanded the dig on Lot 5, using ground-penetrating radar and metal detection to scan the surrounding 100 feet. Early results show promising anomalies, clusters of metal signatures that may suggest buried caches or structures. Dr. Spooner hints that soil chemistry is showing unusual traces of ancient marine activity, possibly from ships that once moored nearby. Meanwhile, fans are left to wonder, is this the first of many Roman artifacts waiting beneath Oak Island soil? Could this be the season where the truth finally emerges, not just about the money pit, but about a secret history of the Atlantic world?